We've just arrived to the next stop. Guys, don't be afraid of missing any of the touristy places here in this archaeological city, because as I was showing you before, in the ticket they will give you upon entrance, you will have a list of all the different places, and they will basically scratch with a pen every single place once you visit them. So don't be afraid, because you will not be missing any of them. Unfortunately, we will be unable to explore the Paleo-Christian Museum, because the guy at the entrance was telling me that actually that area is right now closed, so probably it's under maintenance or anything like that. So we'll have to go straight to the next touristy point. These are the Punic ports. I think the entrance is over there, so we will just go around this small bay here and we will enter. It's a very beautiful area. It's not only about the monument itself, it's all the buildings around, the environment with all these flowers. Everything is green. Yeah, it's a very beautiful place. So from here we can actually enjoy a nice panoramic view. Right on the top of that hill, if you remember, there is the cathedral we've been visiting earlier on today. I just realized actually. So even though you have to walk a lot, everything is within the same area of the city, which makes everything a lot easier when it comes to visiting the whole place. It looks like pretty much the same as before, but at a smaller scale, like some pieces of Roman history here. But I must say the environment around is actually very nice. It's a very nice combo of history and beautiful landscapes. Well, right next to the port I have found this area here, which is called a Punic Sanctuary. I guess it's part of the same, because when I handled my ticket to the guys at the entrance, they had a look at it. They said welcome, but they didn't mark down anything with a pen. So I guess it is included in the ports. So it doesn't have its own section within the archaeological site. Small, with some pieces of history here, statues, columns, etc. I mean, small, just to have a look, but it's actually quite nice. I mean, history at the end of the day is history. And it comes in so many different shapes. Let's see what we have here. Oh, more ruins, which is good. Well guys, actually the guide here in this section was telling me something interesting. I thought this was not an important place, but I turned out to be like super wrong once again in my life. Basically he was telling me this is the 0 kilometer of the city of Carthage. This is where the city is born, the point of departure, let's say. Basically 14th centuries before Christ, there was a queen from what today is Lebanon that came here and founded the city. And I have also found a very interesting symbols here, which I'm gonna show you right now. So guys, this symbol actually drew my attention straight away because it's a very renowned symbol from a city located in the south of Spain, which is called Almeria. People from there call it actually Indalo, which for them represents an archer that is going to hunt for animals. But the guide here was telling me that it has actually so many different interpretations that can be given. Like for example, the upper part represents the sky, the heaven, while the bottom part represents the death, and it has had so many different interpretations along the history. But this is actually the last thing I would have ever expected to find here. It is actually very interesting because basically what we know about Carthage is only the Roman part of the history, but there was a really long story here before the Romans actually arrived. Another cool part of this area is basically this, what we find, what you can find right in front of me. For so many years, the interpretation that was given to this area was that basically people use this part of the city for sacrifices. But the guide was telling me that the archaeologists have actually found a lot of dead bodies here. Actually, their ashes, only their ashes, kept in urns, and after some DNA studies, they could actually find out that they didn't die because of sacrifices. They died because of diseases that were brought to this area by Romans. So basically, Romans, when they arrived, they destroyed a really big part of the history of this place by just transmitting them so many diseases. I was being told that this piece of stone right in front of me is what people were using for sacrificing animals by placing the head on this part here and the legs on those small parts over there and just cutting through their necks. So guys, I've been told that people used to come here to donate actually the bodies of all those babies that used to die of plague, actually back in the years, because they used to cremate all those dead bodies in order to stop the spread of the plague. That's why for so many years people were thinking that they sacrificed actually those babies, but nothing further from the truth. They didn't sacrifice the babies, they only sacrificed here animals. Babies were only incinerated once they died of plague in order to stop the spread of the disease. So guys, believe it or not, what I have right in front of me is a bullet from a cannon, what the Romans used to throw against the walls of the city of Carthage in order to destroy it and conquer it. So basically, I've been told, guys, that the port we see before, the circular port, is actually the oldest port in the oldest commercial port in the world, and it has a part that looks like a rectangle, and then another part that looks like a circle, which is the military part. It's very interesting. Okay guys, that last part there was called Tophet, and I was actually, when I arrived, it didn't really impress me. I thought it was like the less important part of the visit, but actually with all the things I told you and more things, is probably the most important part of the archaeological side of the city of Carthage, because it actually summarizes all the different parts of the history of the city and how Carthage was built up right before the Romans arrived and conquered it. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, it's been a very interesting visit because I have discovered much more than what I was expecting to find. Like literally, I was coming here thinking about the Roman Empire and the Roman part of the history regarding Tunisia, but actually I have discovered, of course I knew there was much more, but I wasn't expecting to find it in this area. In that last monument, which was the Tophet Sanctuary or a Punic Sanctuary, in which you can actually explore the farther past of Carthage, which was before the Romans arrived, because Carthage was founded 14th centuries ago by a queen that came from what today is Lebanon. And I cannot be more happy because I have finally managed to get to the Roman village of Carthage. which I'm going to be showing to you all like now. Now this trip is definitely fulfilling me, because I ended up finding much more than what I was expecting to find. It's not only the Roman part of the history of Carthage, it's also the history before the Romans arrived and once the Roman Empire disappeared. So basically I have explored a really important part of the history only in one day. Not even in one day, in just some hours. You think someone will respond if I knock? I'm not gonna check it. Very beautiful mosaics here. So basically one of the guides was telling me in one of the previous stops that these mosaics contain 3 different colors, which is red, black and white. The white one is from Carrara in Italy. The brown or red one is from here, and the black one is from Greece. So greetings to all the Greeks and all the Italians I know. This reminds me a bit of course I cannot compare, because nothing can be comparable to Rome, but it reminds me of the Roman Forum in the city of Rome. It also reminds me a bit of Pompeii near Naples in Italy. Look at how cool is this corner we just found here. Look. As I said to you guys before, here it's not only that monuments and historical sites are actually beautiful. Here in Tunis everything has a double beauty, because from almost every single place you have a spectacular, stunning panoramic view of the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. Wow, look at these guys. Don't tell me I'm not bringing you to beautiful places. And instead of telling me that I'm actually bringing you to beautiful places, just consider subscribing. So hit down the subscribe button, press like, leave a comment, etc, etc. This is super beautiful and is very, very well preserved. Wow. I'm speechless, guys. I'm not speaking as much as I normally do in my videos, but because I am just focusing on my attention on the beauty of this monument. And yeah, as I said before, when I get to these kind of places, I get into a sort of trance and I become speechless. So guys, I just found what is going to be the last part of this video. This building is called the column buildings, for obvious reasons, of course. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to be stopping here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if that was the case, please consider subscribing and pressing like for more content like this. I will be posting more about this marvelous country within the next few days. There is already more stuff in my channel. So as I said, see you soon and stay tuned.